information.
Are you there? Nothing without you.
God damn, what are you doing? What are you doing, Gallo? Oh no. Oh my God.
He fucking making you lose all his fucking money with. He's a fucking piece of shit.
No.
Fucking sucks. He's garbage with.
Oh my God.
Oh for
my
real.
Damn.
I'm done. Signed by this fucking piece of shit right here. Signed.
No, my man.
I'm over this fucking captain shit. Fucking piece of shit. You. I told you once, twice, and you do the same shit.
I am going to lessen my interception numbers. That is a guaranteed. I am going to lessen my interception numbers.
I mean, come on. I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you. I mean,
Dak is ass, right? Can I say on TV? Because he is ass.
Say whatever you want.
Okay, that's one thing. This is the second game that he's just lost by throwing picks.
By the 49ers. Dak Prescott sucks. Oh, my God. Period. Right? They talk so much about Dak Prescott being a top-tier quarterback, franchise guy. I don't see it.
He's going to come in. He's got an opportunity to make this play and just throws his shoulder. He's going to come in. He's got an opportunity to make this play and he's going to.
Come on, everybody. All right, this is it. Okay. This is the play. Okay, the quarterback. Two receivers lined up to the left, one to the right. There's a flanker lined up to the left behind the quarterback. Okay. He gives the ball. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get the ball. The receiver goes all the way over there to the left. Once the quarterback has the ball, he fakes to the left. No, he fakes to the right. He doesn't fake. He thinks about fake. He pretends to fake. I don't know where I am.
All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard for NFL Pregame Party. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It is good to see you. And as usual, I've got my man Knock along for the ride. Looks like it's just going to be you and me this weekend, buddy.
All righty. Yeah, and barely me, you know.
Oh, yeah. But hey, you know, when
Technical
you're
difficulties over here.
moving, things happen, dude. What are you going to do? You know, shoot, man. You've already put everything in storage, haven't you?
Well, I put stuff up. I haven't put anything in storage yet. That'll be next weekend. I'm not doing it this because basically the plan is to do the boxes next weekend, pack everything up, and then have it ready for the 1st of November, so that I don't. It saves me a month of storage.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, I decided to start with the NFL memes thing this week because they were too good, man. That was some funny shit. It really was. Danny says he thinks about faking and go Jaguars. Yes. Yeah, it looks like they're getting it together, man. And we also got Gridiron Masters on board saying howdy. It's good to see you, man. Good to see all of you guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to start, opening the show with some NFL memes because they crack me up, man. That one about everybody in the league dancing around because the Patriots are in poverty again. It's too great. I love it. But anyway, we're going to start the show like we usually do with Knox College Report. You ready to go, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's see what's going on with it.
So just looking at some of the games during the week, because we now have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday games.
Yeah.
It seems we've had football every day.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much.
Probably Coastal
LA
Carolina
Tech?
App State
Did
was
they
pretty
win?
good,
No,
27 to 20.
I'm sorry. I saw the top one. I got depressed. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Where you at? Did you disappear on me? If you're talking, we can't hear you, buddy. There it is. You there?
I hate this. I hate everything about this.
I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do much more of this.
It's breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's breaking up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to be in the chat, Joe. This isn't working.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. Jump out of there. Well, guys, Knock is having difficulties, and I'm sure he'll work them out. Let's see. Danny says Jaden Daniels for the Heisman. Yeah, man, he's playing off the chain. The guy is playing phenomenal. And Danny also says dead air. Well, what are you going to do? We thought we had the bugs worked out of it, but it didn't quite work out that way. So we've got a game going on right now. Sorry, we're not going to have the college report this week, but you guys can let me know in the chat what happened with college, and I'll throw it up there. I know that I guess LSU beat Auburn. Did I see that? Is that correct, Daniel? Did they beat Auburn? Which Matt is not going to be happy with. That's for sure. But that right there, that's a big win for LSU because Auburn's not a pushover, man. They're not a pushover team. Any game won in the SEC, you work for it. So he says yes, sir. And from what I saw, it was like a pretty big victory. They beat them by a few points, double digits for sure. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and pull up the NFL stuff. I usually have a second to do this, but that's okay. Took them boys to task, my brother says. Took them to task. Gridiron says, what happened in college? Everyone overreacted to everything and called for every coach's firing. Typical week in college football. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm still riding the high from last week's win at the Cotton Bowl, but I didn't get to see any football yesterday. I was kind of tired, so I napped. I had my comic book show. Really? The Irish housed USC? They beat them? Yes. I love it. Lincoln Riley gets his just deserves at the hands of friggin' the Fighting Irish. I like it. I like it a lot. Those of you that don't know, I'm a big Oklahoma Sooners fan. And I can't stand Lincoln Riley for what he did to my team. But that's okay. We bounced back quickly in 2 years. And he's going to continue to lose bowl games. So that's the way it is. Try your other screen. Oh, okay. Let's see. Can you hear me?
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Yeah, this is the laptop. This is what was on before when I had the headset in, but the headset wasn't working.
Yeah. Okay. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, do you want to go ahead and do your college report then?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty short and sweet, so I don't have any
Okay.
highlights or anything like
There
that.
you go. You're good.
Colorado Friday night was up 29-0, and Stanford came back and won in overtime.
Wow.
Blew a lead. Yeah. And then, it was funny. The 1:00 games, not very good. I think there was one game that was within double digits,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And,
Wow.
and that was the Arkansas and Alabama game. All the rest of the top 10 were at the 1:00 games were, just blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the game of the week was definitely the Oregon and Washington game.
Okay.
And that was a really fun game. It was just back and forth, and it ended with a missed field goal for Oregon. And that's how the game ended.
Wow. So
Yeah.
lost to the Huskies by a field goal that they
By a
missed.
field goal, yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then,
the Pac-10 is so good this year. It's freaking ridiculous, man. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia blowout, Michigan blowout, Ohio State blowout, FSU blowout, Pennsylvania State, Penn State 63-0. I mean, apparently they paid like UMass like $100 or like $1 million for that game. So I guess money's worth it. The other biggest game, one of the other bigger games of the day was the USC and Notre Dame. Notre Dame thrashed USC.
I love it.
Just killed them. Williams had nothing.
Gridiron Master says seems like USC is a bit of a paper tiger. I was just chronicling before you came back on. I am a big Oklahoma Sooners fan, and there's nothing prettier than seeing Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, Oklahoma was idle this week, so no game for them.
Lincoln Riley getting beat by the Irish. I love it. Yes.
Yep. And then UNC and Miami, pretty good game, but UNC pulled it out. They're still undefeated, so they'll probably pop up a few spots. And then Louisville was undefeated, and they lost.
Yeah.
So that was to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh only had one win in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's
welcome in, my brother loss. Highlander. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
I'm doing good. That was a big win for Pitt. Because like you're saying, Knock, that they came off that big win against the Irish, and Pitt really took them to task.
Yeah, that was a shame for Louisville. So unfortunately, but Chip Kelly at UCLA, he couldn't. He got back in the ranking, I think, last week, but Oregon State beat him up. So that's what's going on there. Utah is still working it there. I think they got USC coming up next week or the week after, something like that. USC has a brutal schedule coming up. They could. I think the only non-ranked team they play is like Cal, so they could go like potentially like 7-5. Like it's a brutal schedule they got coming up. Duke is still chugging along. Tennessee had a win over. It's not big game, but it was 20-13, and then Washington State, they were climbing, but they got destroyed by Arizona. Arizona almost beat USC last week. It was a good game, but don't sleep on Arizona. And then Auburn, LSU just crushed Auburn. Not even really close. KU is going to be out of the rankings. They lost to Oklahoma, or was it? Missouri's going to get back in the rankings after their win over UK. And
Missouri's quietly having a good year. They should be if they keep on like that, they're going to align themselves with a pretty decent bowl game, if not challenging for at least a spot in the SEC. But they're putting together a pretty good season. They really are.
Gridiron Master says, I don't like the inflation of college win records with the cupcake games. 8-4 is the new 6-6. Huh?
Well, at least with FCS teams, like when they play those don't count towards like bowl games and whatnot. Okay. So I would say that's kind of an equalizer. So if a team is 6-6, but one of those wins it's an FCS team, it won't count.
Yeah.
So it'll be more like 5-6. So that I don't know. I guess that's something. Mm-hmm. But there's 134 teams now, I think. So there's going to be some cupcakes no matter what you do. So, Air Force stayed undefeated as well. I'm curious if they'll get ranked next week. They had a great game against Wyoming Wyoming's having a pretty solid season. But
that's another one of my brother's teams right there, Air Force. He loves them, man.
Yeah, Air Force is putting together a pretty solid year. They're going to run into some teams that they're just not going to be able to match up physically.
I don't know.
Of all those military universities, Air Force usually represents itself pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at their schedule and they have Navy, I think, coming up, and Army, and then UNLV, and then Boise State. I think Boise State hasn't had a great season, so I think that's their toughest challenge to go undefeated. Wow. And then whoever they play in their championship game. So I don't know. They could. I think they can run it. I don't think there's really a team out there. Just a quick look at next week. I haven't really checked this out. So, the big game's got to be Penn State at Ohio State.
Go Nittany Lions.
Man.
Look, they need to get that win now. Franklin has been there at Penn State for a while now, and he has not gotten a signature win. They're blowing the doors off a lot of teams this year, but if they can't beat Michigan and they can't beat Ohio State, they're just going to be an also ran. Until they get that signature win and win that conference, they're going to put together decent years, but they got to be.
Yeah, it's like a team going to the wild card, but never getting past the wild card or divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the playoffs every year, but they never get that far.
Yeah.
So that's definitely Penn State right now. UCF going at Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming off that huge win. This could be UCF is a sneaky team. It's a sneaky team, Joe.
Pretty good.
No.
Trap game. UCF pretty
this is
representative.
definitely what I call a trap game. So this will be interesting. But let's see. Let's check it out.
If they lose that one, I'm going to be so upset. Everybody's going to say they used it up against Texas.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So Washington State at Oregon. Washington's probably not going to be ranked after this week, but Oregon's probably going to blast them out. But Tennessee and Alabama, that's going to be an interesting one.
Who was it mentioned? Yeah, it was Danny before he came in here on The Voice. He said the Tide is struggling on offense. So
yeah, offensively,
they had a great first half. And then the second half, which is bleh. So very interesting. Mizzou, and then this will be a pretty big game for SEC wise, but South Carolina.
And you know what's funny? Watch the Gamecocks jump up and bite them too, because that they love to spoil team seasons, dude. They really do. They love doing that.
You got Texas at Houston. Houston's not a bad team. Mm-hmm. Not a bad team. They're pretty good offense. So trap game for Texas potentially. Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn usually puts up fights, but I don't know if Ole Miss in that air raid attack. I don't know. I think they got that one handled.
Beat some teams this year, man. Shit.
We got Duke at Florida State. That's a pretty decent game. Maybe Duke has only lost.
That's going to be a big game. That's going to be a big ACC game. That's a good matchup.
Yeah.
Duke is playing some solid football, so that should be a good game.
Yeah, they've only lost to Notre Dame, I believe it was. So, yeah, not bad. And then here we go, Utah at USC. Here we go.
The running Utes are going to run USC out of the trail.
I hope they do, Dan. I hope they do.
Yeah.
You know I hate Lincoln Riley, so yes, they need to do that.
So, yeah, that's what we got to look forward to next week. That's what I got.
All right. Very cool, man. Well, as usual.
The college football report is always kick-ass.
Yeah, that's what Danny tunes in for, dude. That's his stuff. He loves it. He loves college football. He likes that better than he does the pros. I mean, we watch both, but he lets me, like I told you, I'm all about the NFL. He's all about college football. He lets me know what's going on there. And he's not bullshitting when he says Jaden Daniels for the Heisman. That kid's playing off the chain for LSU, dude. That's
he really is. And I mean, I know I'm biased and all, but you look at the stats and what Joe Burrow did on their run pales in comparison to what this guy's doing. You take Jaden Daniels off the field and LSU, I don't know if they win any games. He is that big a factor offensively.
Well, there you have it. From the two college experts. I don't watch college football, but that's why I have Knock and my brother around to keep me clued in what's going on. So thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you. We're going to move on to the NFL this week. Let me get the schedule up here, and I do have to let's go ahead. We want to look at the games that we didn't see, specifically the Monday night game and the Thursday night game. Well, I guess, do we want to talk about Dallas, San Francisco? It's just San Francisco holding serve, really. I would say. What do you guys think? I mean, it's typical stuff. Teams are looking good till they run into the 49ers and get tested, you know. That game was never close. And then you've got this. I mean, this was a horrible game. I watched it, and this one here on Monday night, Green Bay and Vegas. That was horrible. I didn't even enjoy that game at all. I think I turned it off. Pretty much.
There's a lot of mediocre football being played out there. That's why the Niners look so good.
Yeah, that's it makes the Niners look good, doesn't it? But yeah, this game was it was not that good.
Well, yeah, I the only reason I watched it was because I wanted to make sure Devontae Adams didn't get enough points.
Yeah.
So, and because he didn't do that much, I won that league, or I won that week in fantasy.
Really? Well, I'm sure you don't want to talk about this one, but we have to touch on it. Your defense actually played pretty well.
Yeah, right.
Held
the
them
one
to,
time.
Yeah, it's weird. One week your offense plays, the next week your defense plays. They can't put it together, man. It's really weird.
There's too many three and outs in a row, and it just.
I'm starting to wonder if it's your wide receiving core, dude.
I think so too. I think they suck. I don't know. I thought they were supposed to be our bright spot, but there's no separation. There's nothing there. Wilson's and you know we always see on the camera is Wilson holding the ball, and it's like, dude, there's got to be something's got to give. Like I know but there's also times where you know that one early on where they went for it on fourth down and he just and it was like 4th and 3. Yeah. And he tried to run it, and he failed. It's like, if it's fourth down, and even if your wide receivers are locked up, right, just throw it.
Yeah.
You got to get a 50-50 ball. Let those guys have a chance at it, you know?
Yeah, he's not even like he doesn't like if it was DJ Metcalf, he would just throw it up.
Yeah.
Like and just he doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust the wide receiver.
Well, do you have a big guy, or are they all shrimps?
I don't. I think they're all middle.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like
Brady won Super Bowls with a bunch of shrimps. I think but
they don't get no separation though. They got. There's nobody like
the Broncos. I think you're going to see what the Broncos are going to be under the Peyton regime year 3, and I don't know that marriage with Russell Wilson is going to be successful. I think you're going to have to get a different trigger guy in there.
Especially these days with quarterbacks that get their balls batted down so much.
Yeah.
I think defenders are getting more and more better at jumping up and batting down and not leaving lanes open.
Those defensive linemen are very athletic now. Quick and athletic.
It's getting crazy. And he can't throw around them or above them, and he doesn't throw. He didn't throw one long ball in that first half.
Yep.
Like at all. He had 17 yards. It's like, dude. Everything to the flat. I'm tired of wide receiver screens. I don't want to see any more wide receiver screens. I know they're trying to do something, but
I tell you right now that Peyton offense, if you're not running the ball effectively, because it is a play action offense.
They were running the ball.
So I don't know if
it was 6. They were
that offense is supposed to hit down the field on a lot of seam routes, and that was the Saints' bread and butter. I don't know what's going on. If they're running the football well, there should be some guys open downfield.
But McLaughlin was running like 6 yards average. That's the thing. And then when they did do a play action, Russell Wilson threw a pick right to the fucking defender. It's like
it's rough, dude.
It doesn't make any sense. I can't stand watching these offenses being able to convert a third down, and Russell can't even get it past 10 yards. Like it just doesn't make sense. It's like, what is going on with our receivers that make it so he can't trust them at all and just hold on to the ball and then tries to run away, and he's not as fast as he once was. So he always gets tackled from behind and fumbles it because they tackle him from behind because he thinks he's still fast, but he's not.
He's not. He's not what he was. Yeah, no doubt.
But he can't stay in the pocket because he doesn't trust anybody.
None of us are what we were.
He's not getting any better as a thrower. That's the thing. But he has no time, and the receivers suck. I mean,
I think, again, I think I don't know. That marriage, I don't think is going to last. They're going to have to get a young trigger guy in there, get some years into that offense. That offense can be successful but I don't know that the Wilson Payton thing is going to work.
Yeah, he's in his 30s now, Gridiron Master.
He's like 34.
Yeah, he's 34 years old.
Yeah.
And not everybody's Tom Brady, man. The skills start to fall off when you get in your mid-30s. So, yeah.
And I get the defense had a game plan, and they did really good. But I don't ever think it's acceptable to have Kelsey, nobody within 10 yards of Kelsey, no matter what defense you run.
Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense. He had nobody within 10 yards of him in every single catch he had. It makes no sense. I get they're trying to do zone, and he's finding the pocket.
Yeah.
Where the hell is our guy that can do that? Where's our tight ends? Why isn't nobody on our team getting into those pockets and not as half as well as Kelsey?
Yeah.
Kelsey does that to everybody, though. I mean, that's just not Denver. He has a gift of being able to find soft spots and zones, and the guy is always open.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah, it's true.
Then they started putting Surtain on him, and he quieted down a little.
Yeah.
It's like
you've got to lock him up.
Who gives a shit about any of the other wide receivers? They're not going to do much.
Yep.
Just Kelsey. Just focus on Kelsey.
Well, let's just hope they look improved by the end of the year, because right now it's not looking good. Today, here's the update on what's going on over there in London. Tennessee, once again, not being able to convert third downs from what I'm seeing. Tannehill's killing this team.
They had a penalty on third down, and I think it was roughing the passer, and then they did a what was it called, the Wildcat formation with Henry, and he ran for like 80 yards, but it got him in the goal or in the red zone, but they couldn't capitalize, and they just settled for a field goal. So that's Tennessee right now.
Oh man, he says he's headed to the Rams game later. Are they playing Atlanta today? Or no, he's in California. That's right. I forgot. He's in Los Angeles now, isn't he? Knock. Yeah. Okay. Who are the Rams playing? We're going to get into it, but they're playing Arizona. Yeah, they're playing Arizona this afternoon. That's going to be a good game. We'll talk about it here in a minute. But Tennessee, look, the book on them, teams are just loading the box against Henry, so he can't get any momentum going, and they're putting it on Tannehill. And I'm sorry, Tannehill's just not the guy. He's just not. So this is going to continue to happen with Tennessee. I hate it for Vrabel because I love the guy. I loved him as a player. So, this is going to continue to get worse as the day goes on, unless a miracle happens, But anyway, let's see what we've got next. We've got the Washington Redskins at the Philadelphia Eagles. Or no, the Atlanta Falcons. I apologize. Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, man. You reverted back.
Yes.
That's a shame.
The Redskins. Yes. I'm saying the Redskins. I just can't stand the name they've got.
I'm talking about your tab use, but yeah.
No.
The Commandos is a great name, Joe. I don't know what your problem is.
The Commandos? Commandos is a great name. Look at him. Colin's laughing at me. Static says Eagles? No, I said the wrong thing. But yeah, Washington at Atlanta. And Atlanta, Ritter actually put together a solid game last week. I gave the edge in this one to Atlanta just because the best player on the team on the field today is going to be number 7 for the Atlanta Falcons. Their rookie running back is a really good player. So, and they're at home, so I gave them the edge. My brother, he picked. Let me see. He picked Atlanta as well. He picked his division.
They just seem to be the more consistent of the two teams. I mean, Atlanta's in every game. They haven't gotten blown out of it. So I just give them the edge because they're a little bit more consistent.
Yep. What are you saying, Knock?
Titans just picked the ball.
Oh, did they? Wow. Maybe their defense can get them back in it. That'd be nice. Who are you taking in this one, Big Daddy?
I'm going to stick with Atlanta. I've been digging their team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I picked them pretty much every week.
Have you? Well, I mean, they haven't really put together a complete game until last week, really. Ritter actually had a good game last week. I was kind of shocked. Colin says, I don't believe in our quarterback, though. Seems like he might self-destruct. Danny Collin is a friend of ours that he lives in Los Angeles, but he went to Georgia Tech. He's from Georgia, so he's an Atlanta Falcons fan. Yeah, I'm not a believer in Ritter yet either, buddy. I've got to see him put together a few games. But okay, let's see what we got for the next one here. We've got Minnesota at Chicago. Both of them won.
The Vikings, man. The
Somebody's
Vikings
got to win.
Gonna win that game.
Yeah.
I mean, or they can tie it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is an option, but I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna get from this. Fields has been better lately.
One game. And it was throwing to one guy, really.
Yeah, and Minnesota, it doesn't have Jefferson anymore. So, or for a while. So
yeah, he's injured, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, last report I saw was 4 to 6 weeks he's going to be out with that hammy.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, I hate to do it, but I gotta go Bears. I think they're still their offense is playing better.
Danny went Minnesota. If Minnesota loses this game, they need to hang it up, man. Look, if you can't beat the Bears, there's something wrong.
Ooh.
Sorry, just something wrong. Sorry. I mean, Washington. I mean, me and Danny covered it in our show earlier this week. There was a picture of a dude aiming his phone right at the friggin' offensive play caller's sheet on the sideline on the Bears, or excuse me, on the Washington sideline. So, and like we talked about earlier, me and my brother were talking about it. If you think your team's not cheating to win, then you're crazy, because they're
because at that level, everybody's got the talent, everybody's got the coaching staff, everybody's got the money. It's all about the intangibles. And if you're not trying to steal signs or steal plays, then you're not really trying to win.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that one. But I'm telling you right now, if Minnesota loses this game, don't pick them the rest of the year. Good Lord. Oof. And it is going to hurt without Jefferson. That's for sure. Okay.
I don't even know who the other wide receivers are for the.
I don't either. Now this matchup looks.
We're going to find out today.
They got Hawkinson. They got the tight end Hawkinson. That's all they have.
Yep, they got him. This is going to be a good game right here. My Seahawks have only lost once this year. They're putting together a pretty good season. Defense is better, but they're going up against a high-powered offense that got woke up last week. The Cincinnati Bengals. And we're traveling to Cincinnati this week. I hope this one's on television. I hope we get to see this one. Danny, we're actually seeing a lot of Bengals games here because Joe Burrow's playing for them. So when the Saints and Cowboys are up against it, they play. They show their games. I'm hoping we get to see it today. I took my Seahawks because one game is not a pattern. But Cincinnati, we all know Cincinnati could definitely light them up in 2 seconds if they wanted to. So, what do you guys think?
Seattle's another team that's quietly putting together a nice little stretch of games here.
Yep.
I mean, I think they're going to be there at the end of it. That everybody's chasing the Niners, but Seattle, they have a good formula there. They play a physical brand of ball, and I think they're going to be there at the end. I don't know that they'll take that division, but the wild card is definitely looking good for them.
I think I don't think they're going to beat the Niners, but they're going to give them headaches. That's for sure. No doubt. We always do.
We got a small update.
Huh?
So we got a small update in the game. Baltimore just got flagged for a nasty helmet-to-helmet penalty, and the player even got ejected. And then in the next play, Derrick Henry started up the middle, went to the left side, outside, and ran in for a touchdown.
Wow. Tennessee got off from that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. That would be great.
Well, I picked Tennessee, so I'm rooting for them. But, for this one, I'm going to go I guess it is a little early, but I'm still going to go ahead and just do Cincinnati for this one.
Okay.
I think they're back. I'm going to believe that they're back.
Okay.
I like Seattle. Seattle's playing really good.
Yeah, I think my brother went with Cincinnati in that one. I took my Seahawks. I may be the only one riding that bandwagon this week.
I think if it was in Seattle, I would have picked. I think I would have picked.
You might have picked it the other way. Danny might have too.
I'm just hoping it's a good game. I think it'll be a good game.
Let's see. Gridiron Master says, if you're not banging trash cans, you're not winning. Astros.
We're not talking about Green Bay right now. Okay.
Right? Okay. Let's see what's next here. We've got, oh, well, do we even need to talk about this one? Yeah, I messed up on that one, Knock. I did click on it. Yeah, there it is. The sacrificial lamb this week for the 49ers is Cleveland, right there in front of their home fans.
Listen, this isn't a one that I want to take a flyer on. Even I'm not going to take that flyer.
No, you're not. I'm putting it down for you. San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's going to slow down San Francisco, you have to follow the playbook of the Philadelphia Eagles and knock their quarterback out. Because, I mean, that's the only thing that's going to do it. I mean, this team is just, we've talked about it before. They beat you up on both sides of the ball, not just on defense. They beat you up on offense too. They don't shy away from tackles. They put their shoulders in you, and they're going to drive forward. That team is just, it's like Patton's running this team. And Danny, tell them what you told me earlier today. You don't think they're taking on the personality of the head coach?
Well, no. I think they're definitely taking on the personality of their GM. You know, Lynch was a hard-nosed player, big hitter. You know, remember that Buccaneer defense was very physical, and their motto was beat them suckers up. And that's what you're seeing from the 49ers. They beat you up physically on both sides of the ball, at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage. And, yeah, I mean, if Purdy stays upright and he stays healthy, I mean, they can sustain some other injuries. They really can. But if they lose him, then that brings them instantly back to the pack. But if he stays healthy, I don't see anybody beating them. I mean, they're head and shoulders. You guys watch a lot of football. Nobody looks like them. Nobody even comes close to them.
It looks like Parkway High School playing LSU is what it looks like. It's ridiculous, man. It looks like grown men playing teenagers. It's crazy. Knock, you got anything else you want to say about this one?
No, I think it all just depends on the health of the team. That's just going to be it. You know, I feel like in this game, if they get up by 20 points, just start putting backups in.
Yeah.
Don't
Put
even
Darnold in, let him get some time, right? Yeah, shit.
Just see what your backups can do, because you know you never know when you're going to have to rely on them. Let them get play time, and you know you never want to sleep on a team, right? Who knows what's going to happen with Cleveland? They could have the next Brock Purdy on their team. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just never know what's going to happen. But God, yeah, there's just pick your poison. Pick your poison. And Kittle started showing up again. You know, he had 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like Ayuk, Samuels, McCaffrey, even Mitchell does. You know, Mitchell's the guy that comes in and to.
How about the fullback whose name we can't fucking pronounce?
Oh, Juszczyk.
My God.
Yeah.
That guy gets the ball and he mows people down. It's ridiculous, man.
So it's just I don't know what you do against it aside from knocking out their quarterback like said. Like that's about it. You're gonna have to do a bounty.
Yeah, I think the only way that you can combat the 49ers is try to shorten that game.
Yeah, keep the ball away from them. Yeah.
Just be ball control. Convert third downs. Yeah, just try to shorten the game so at the fourth quarter maybe you have a shot at a single play, something like that. But to try to go toe to toe with them, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
You treat them like you treat like a Mahomes team, where you keep them off the field. It's not keeping Purdy off the field, not so much. It's keeping that offense off the field. Yeah. Like it's just anybody on the offense.
Yep. Gridiron Master says, when was the last time Cleveland wasn't a sacrificial lamb? Well, they've gotten better, but they're still kind of like watching the Keystone Cops. Let's see. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, Cleveland losing Chubb really, for me, knocks them out of contention because that's a huge loss.
It is. Chubba Wubba is the man, dude. I love Chubba Wubba. Now, here is an interesting game today. And I think Danny was using some reverse psychology today. He actually picked Houston to win this game today. And I was like,
look, Houston is in every game. They are consistent. They're coming on. Mm-hmm. The Saints, conversely, are not consistent. Until they can put some offensive games together consistently, I just can't pick them. Defensively, we're solid, but they're out there all game long. Yeah. And if they can be consistent on the offensive side of the ball, put up 20, 24 points a game, I like our chances.
Mm-hmm.
But until I see that, I'm not picking them.
I think Stroud is actually making his bid for Rookie of the Year. He's playing best out of all the rookie quarterbacks, no doubt. So it makes Houston a dangerous team. It really does. Go ahead, Knock.
Quick update: Titans just sacked Lamar Jackson on 3rd down.
Look at the Titans trying to turn it around. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
there
talking
you go.
about.
I'm kind of with Danny on this one. I like Houston. I think Stroud's having a great rookie season. It was a tough loss last week, but they're still playing pretty good. And New Orleans, good defense. It's going to be an offense versus defense game. One of them is going to win out. Like that's what it's going to really depend on. I don't think Texas really cares if they about the Saints offense, but so I think it's all going to be about Houston's offense versus New Orleans defense.
Look, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, under the Peyton regime, we would never been saying, it's all about the Saint defense. It used to be the complete opposite. If we could just find some balance, the Saints would be dangerous. I would like them against anybody because of our defense, but offensively, there's not a whole lot of identity there. There's not a whole lot of explosive plays there. So yeah, I have no problem picking Texas, the Texans on that one.
I think the Saints got a big boost with Kamara coming back, though.
Yeah,
I think he added an explosive element that they didn't have before. So I think that's going to be their key, getting Kamara going.
They got to get Kamara going, no doubt about it, for sure. Let's see what we got next here. Wait a minute. Before we get too far away from it, Gridiron Masters also said Cleveland is the NFL's developmental league. If you're good in Cleveland, you have to be good anywhere, right? Jesus, man, that's crazy. I'm a closet case Browns fan. Me and Danny both love that sidearm slinging guy, number 17. What was his name, Daniel? Kozar? Yeah, Bernie was. I loved Bernie Kosar. I was really
Bernie
happy.
Kosar, Brian Sipes. We go back a long way with Cleveland. They just never seem to finish the deal, right?
They never do. I was really happy when Kosar got a ring with the Cowboys, though. When he stepped in there for Aikman, that one playoff game and won it for him, I was really happy for him. Really was. Okay, so this week we've got Indianapolis at Jacksonville. And I know my brother's all about them Jaguars.
Look, I changed into my Brunel jersey, man. I'm all about despite the freaking quarterback, I've always dug the freaking Jaguars since they came in the league. Something about them, but I'm pulling for them.
Yeah. What do you think on this one? First of all, is Richardson playing or is he hurt?
Nah, he's dealing with a surgery. He's contemplating getting surgery right now. He's at least a month.
He's done. Okay.
Yeah, so I think if he gets the surgery, he'll be done for the year. But I'm not too sure about that. But he's at least a month for sure.
Yeah.
So definitely not going to be in this. So it's going to be Gardner Minshew, the Gardner Minshew show.
The Gardner Minshew show, and all that guy does is win. That's all he does.
They got Taylor back.
Yeah.
Taylor's happy. He got his deal. He didn't do much last week, but Moss really did a lot last week. Yeah. So I think they have a good running back tandem there. So, and with Gardner Minshew being very reliable, not going to be as easy for the Jags. And Jags haven't been impressive. They did get the Bills last week, which was impressive. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lot of factors that went into that. Outside of just playing football, the Jags are already acclimated.
The fact that the Jaguars stayed there all week.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a factor.
Yeah,
it's a huge one, I'm sure. So and then now they're coming back. So taking that long flight back. So kind of.
Who do you like in this one? Me and Danny have Jacksonville.
I'll take the flyer. On this one. Right. I'll do Indy. Right. I just haven't been impressed by Jags. I don't know. They don't.
I think Trevor.
Yeah, of the two teams, the Colts have been the more consistent. That's for sure. Them losing the young quarterback was actually doing pretty well, and with Taylor coming back, them losing that young quarterback, that's a hit. Minshew, we'll see what he does.
I think they're going to do more of a conventional offense now with that.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Knock takes the flyer.
No, I like Richardson too, but unfortunately, he just kept getting hit too many times. And
Well,
he
he'll learn.
like 2 touchdowns, and then he go out with a touchdown.
That'll teach him. He's going to learn. He's going to learn.
Yeah.
You got to get down, son.
Well, he's a big guy, right? But these are men he's playing up against now, and
it's
it's
not
not
college.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
SEC, so.
Okay, we've got the Carolina Panthers 0-5. Any chance that they get off the snide going into Miami against that explosive bunch?
None, zero,
No,
drip, buckets, nada.
It would have to be. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even see a path to victory on this one. Just any given. You say it's any given Sunday, right? Like that's literally it.
Any given Sunday, my ass. Look,
like
man,
even that is stretching it, but
I don't even think knocking Tua out of this game would stop them. I mean, they're not. Carolina's not showing me anything. They're really not. It's
a rough first season for Bryce Young. Welcome to the NFL. This isn't. It's always going to be a big shot,
right? Which is awesome. Danny loves this. He hates Carolina, man.
Quick update: Tannehill just threw a pick.
Of course he did. Titans have turned it around, and the fucking anchor drops right there. Boom.
Yeah. Taking the air out of the balloon. That's Tannehill, man.
That's
every
Tannehill,
time.
man. That's why Tua is playing in Miami now, not Tannehill. Good Lord, man. That's ridiculous. Oh, I hate that. Okay, so we're all on Miami beating the crap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, will they score 70 today? That's the question. Okay, let's see. Next one we got. Now this game right here, I'd like to watch this game. I really would, man. The New England Patriots are having a horrible season. They have been outscored like 70-3 in the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's horrible.
As long as they keep rolling that freaking Mac Jones out there, they're going to continue to get embarrassed. That guy is a terrible. They need to cut him loose. I mean, third year, he's really digressing. He's making some beyond rookie mistakes. They need to cut him loose.
Look at Foxy gets in here and says Tanshill looks hurt on the interception. Wow.
Yeah, he was limping off the field.
Wow, man. Yeah, I hear you, Dan. I hate it for him, but yeah, Mac Jones he's definitely taken 2 steps backwards. He really has. All his long balls are either overthrown or underthrown. They're not accurate. He doesn't see people. He's seeing ghosts out there, man. I mean, he's just getting beat up. And I don't know what the answer is for them offensively. They've got 2 good running backs. I don't know why they're not running the ball more. But they continue to try and throw the football.
They turn the ball over and get pick 6 and fumble 6, and they fall behind so quick they can't go to their run game. Their base offense, they just can't run.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then on the other side, we have the quarterback that Belichick did not want to get rid of, and the front office got rid of on him, and he ended up going to a Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers. But I've never been high on Garoppolo. He's another one that is not accurate the further down the field he throws it. And I don't know what's up with the Raiders. They seem really helter-skelter to me. There's no consistency there. And Josh
McDaniels a terrible head coach. That's all it is.
He's an offensive genius, but
I'm aware of this.
Yeah, right? Yeah, tell us about it, Bronco fan.
Listen, if I had to see any more screens, any more wide receiver screens, which I'm starting to get more of now with Payton, but that's all it was. That was his offense, which is screens with Denver. And we had when Shanahan left, we had the number 1 offense with Jay Cutler. Mm-hmm. And say what you want about him. We had it was our defense that was bad.
Hey, man, me and my brother are huge Jay Cutler fans, okay?
And we had Brandon Marshall. We had Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler was awesome.
And McDaniels came in and blew it all up. We ended up with Kyle Orton as our fucking quarterback, and then Tebow. So it was, Tebow had his moments, but wow, yeah, it was rough. And
he's the franchise destroyer, man.
Yeah, he ripped apart our offense and turned it basically to crap until.
Jojo, do you remember when Tebow was in the league and they were running that option read, and I told you that's the way the NFL was going to go, and you were like, no way they're going to do that.
Yeah,
told you. It starts in the college ranks, and they come to the pros.
It hadn't done well before. You remember when the Cowboys tried to do it with Anthony Wright, and he got beat up every damn game. But You ended up being correct, sir. They found some quarterbacks that could run it effectively and knew how to do it, and yeah.
And yet every single one has been knocked out of games.
Yeah, they do.
Well, you think about that though. If you look at college ranks, they're running that offense there, and those coordinators come to the pro ranks with those players, and that's what they start running. Now this is all cyclical. It'll go back to a play action pocket game once it starts happening at the college ranks. But Cleveland won many titles way back in the day running that option with Otto Graham. So I mean, it can win. But it's a copycat league, so whatever starts at the college ranks, it'll come to the pros.
Yep, that's for sure. That's for sure. But I'm interested to see this game. I would love to see this one live because me and my brother, our dad is from Boston, so that's no matter who we root for, our second team is always the New England Patriots, and we always we're hoping they do well. And it's just sad to see what's going on with Belichick. Being at the twilight of his career, and it's just looking bad. And I
hate it for him. I mean,
because his defense is playing well. His defense is playing well.
But,
it always does.
Just like
the only team that has slowed down the Dolphins this year, besides Buffalo, was New England. They just had no offense to put on points up against them. So,
yeah, and you can't leave a defense out on the field all game long. So,
no, you can't do it.
Go.
All right, so we're all on board with. I think I took New England just to spite the Raiders. I think, yeah, I took New England, and but Dan took Vegas. Who do you have, Knock?
Begrudgingly, I'll take the Raiders. I still think they're at least they can put points up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Don't trust them.
Me and my father went with New England. Let me see what my wife's talking about. Lamar Jackson has to be one of the best in the league in fakes. Yeah, he fakes out the camera half the damn time.
Gotta go, y'all. Terry's about to come on. Thanks for letting me on the show.
Terry Bradshaw.
Great
Daniel,
show.
thank you for coming by. And
yes,
anytime you want to be on this show, I'd love to have you, especially during the college portion with Knock. No doubt.
10-4. Y'all have a good show, and we'll talk to you later. Love you too, brother.
Enjoy the games.
All right.
Rhonda says, I personally love what is happening with the Patriots. Yes, of course you do. Along with most of the league, you love what's happening with the New England Patriots. I think I showed that was the first meme. It was the entire league dancing because the New England Patriots were in poverty again. Gridiron Master says the difference is that college QBs don't cost millions of dollars, so you can't really lose them to the option grind. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Any other quarterback would have just been tackled for a sack, but Lamar got out of it, ran for a first down, first and goal.
Oh my God, man! Wow,
man, I don't know how he got out of there.
He's something else, dude. The guy's talented.
Well, they tried. They tried. He just outran them all.
Yep. Okay.
Into the third.
Yep. Okay, we got Detroit at Tampa Bay. Detroit.
Interesting one. I still think Tampa Bay's kind of an unknown.
Yeah.
I don't.
Now, the only team they've lost to this year is Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, that's probably the best game Philadelphia played all year was against them. They made Baker Mayfield look bad. It was a rough night for Baker and the boys. But that's the only game they've lost. They've won every other one. Detroit, my gosh, man, they beat the champs on opening night. And what's the one game? What's their one loss? Who did they lose to? I think it was that might have been Philly too. Was it Philly? Help me out here.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay. Yeah, they beat the champs on opening night. It was Seattle. Seattle's the only team that's beaten the Detroit Lions. And that game is always a shootout. For some reason, they just score points in bunches against each other.
37-31. So
yeah, it was crazy.
Was it because of the offense?
Yeah, definitely wasn't them. So this is going to be an interesting one. I think I took Detroit. I took the Lions going in on the road. They just, dude, they're learning how to win. This is the toughest thing for a perennial loser to do, is learn how to finish games, how to win games down the stretch. And yeah, man, they're learning how to do it. It's looking good so far this year. I was really impressed with that first game against the Chiefs. I was that was impressive. And what's impressive to me about this team is that Jared Goff really has taken the step forward he needed to do. I used to say that they'll never win until Goff gets better. And this was back in LA. He was playing for the Rams. And because he used to drift back into the rush all the time and get sacked and fumble and all this other shit. Now I'm actually seeing him step up into the pocket. Took him several years to learn it, but now he's starting to get it. And they're running an offense that's easy for him to read. It's a lot of deep ends, and he's great at throwing it across the middle of the field. And it's showing, man. They're lighting people up, and they've got a good running game. They let their running back go, and they still got a good guy. And the guy didn't they get the guy from the Bears, Montgomery? Didn't they? Yeah,
they got Montgomery, and then they drafted Gibbs.
Yeah, they're looking like and the defense isn't failing them. They may be giving up points, but they're not really. You're not blowing people. The only team that scored a lot of points on them was the Seahawks. And there's just something about the Seahawks-Detroit Lions game. They just torch each other the whole damn game. So what's your thoughts on this one, buddy?
Well, quick update. Looks like Tannehill walked into the off the field. So it looks like we might be seeing the
guy you've been dying to see. What's his name, Levi?
No, Levi. No, I think Levi's third.
Is he?
I think this is still Malik Willis. If I'm not mistaken. We'll see. I think that's it. But Baltimore's in the red zone, third down. But I think I got to go with just because I don't know too much about Tampa Bay. They're still kind of an unknown to me. I'm going to stick with the Lions because Lions have proven, But and the other thing with the Lions is, Dan Campbell. He takes risk. What did he do against the Chiefs? He went for a fake punt on his own side of the field. So I mean, he's going to take risks.
Yeah, he is. He is. Me, I don't like to gamble, but I could. I think it's okay to do the fake punt because they're not looking for it. If he had lined up and tried to go for that fourth down, that's something I don't like. But yeah, fake punt was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm with you on Detroit. I think they should win this one. Okay. Then we've got
Baltimore's going for a field goal.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tennessee stopped them.
Okay. And I believe there's been a blocked field goal in the game already. Yeah, it was a blocked extra point. Remember, the Ravens went for 2, and there was an offensive pass interference on Beckham on a screen kind of thing. He engaged too early, and then they went for the extra point and got it blocked. So that's not a gimme. Let me know if they make it.
21-13.
Okay, they made it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 21-13. It's an 8-point game. Let's see if the backup can do anything for Tennessee. It'd be funny as shit if the backup went right down the field on him. Because we've been saying the knock on him. It's Ryan Tannehill, right? Let's see what happens.
First play, throw it to Hopkins.
Yeah, that's it.
Stay down the field. There you go. That's all you got to do.
Yep. I mostly follow the NFL to enjoy the Cardinals failing. It's a good year.
It's a good year. It's a good year. Yeah. I mean, they've been better than people thought they were going to be. They're
in every game. That's the thing. Every game.
An interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the Rams should take it. They're the better team on paper.
Yeah, now they got
that young rookie they've got. He's making a bid for Rookie of the Year too.
Yeah, Nakua, and then Kyrene Williams has been a revelation since they let Akers go. Kyrene Williams has been really solid for them. So this LAT and it's on its way back up.
Yep.
They got Stafford. I mean, people forget about Stafford. Don't sleep on Stafford.
No. That Georgia Bulldog can get it done. He's got a Super Bowl ring. Let's see. Hate watching the Cardinals. Yeah, well, I'm not a fan of the Cardinals either.
Must be a Giants fan. Must be a Giants fan there, Gridiron. Are you a Giants fan? Is that why you hate the Cardinals? They're one win. They came back.
All right, let's see what's next here.
Oh man,
what do we got here? We've got. Hang on, I got to write down your pick. Oh well. Now this is going to be interesting, though. Me and Danny were talking about this earlier. If Zach,
that's a great defense.
If Zach Wilson continues to show promise like he has the last 2 weeks, and that we know the Jets' defense is their strength. They have a really good defense, and Philly continues this trend of not being able to put 4 quarters together. This could be a trap game for the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to be watching the scoreboard on this one. What do you think, Knock?
Yeah, it's definitely. I think the Jets have a chance. I mean, Breece Hall has been running like crazy, and they still haven't even gotten really Dalvin Cook, cooking yet. So, I mean, they could have one of the best tandems in the league as far as running backs go. You got Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver. Yeah. So, I mean, there's something there. And Eagles are undefeated, so you got to go the Eagles.
That's why I picked them. But they have. You know what I'm talking about. They have not dominated a team yet. They have not totally blown out a team yet, and they haven't.
So tell me, Joe. I got a question for you. Then, if Philly puts up 40 points today against the Jets, 40 points.
Then you got to start thinking, hey,
can't wait for that December game.
Yeah,
against the 49ers.
Against the 49ers. It's going to be a great game anyway. But then you start worrying about the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a Seahawks fan. We're not going to beat the Eagles. Most teams won't. But when it comes to the upper echelon in the NFC, it's the Eagles and the 49ers. And if they played right now, I just got a feeling the Niners would beat the shit out of that team. I really do. Let's see what we have here. I don't have a pro team, Gridiron says. Wow. And Sadek says, I live in Arizona and was an Eagles fan as a kid. The Cards always beat the Eagles when the Cards were absolute crap and the Eagles were decent. Yeah, okay. Gridiron says, maybe if San Antonio had a franchise, then he'd be rooting for a team. But yeah, I'm going to be watching the scoreboard. I picked Philly, and I'm sure you are too, because they're undefeated. But are you, or do you want to jump out on that limb with Zach Wilson?
Oh, no. I'm going to stick with the undefeated team until they lose.
Right. Okay. But it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to be watching this one, watching the scoreboard on this one for sure. Let's see. What do we got next? We got, oh God.
What's the point of it? I don't even care about this game.
I'll put you down for Buffalo.
And watch Buffalo do a trap game. Like it's
no, dude.
Watch it happen.
Serious? They're going to go 500 against the Giants. Look, my brother.
I mean, this should be a blowout for Buffalo, but I mean, it would just crack me up because I don't have a skin in this game. It would crack me up if Buffalo lost.
Well, I'd love it myself because I'm not one of these. Half the guys I know are just, they're closet case Buffalo Bills fans because, they went to 4 Super Bowls and never could win one. And the sad sacks of the NFL. I'm like, man, kiss my ass. Screw Buffalo. I can't stand that team, dude. Never have been able to stand them. But the Giants, nah. Look, I think my brother said it best. No quarterback named Jones should start in the NFL. So, yeah. He told me that earlier today. He said, no, not Mac or Daniel. They wasted way too much money on Daniel Jones. I think this team is in trouble today. I think friggin' Buffalo may hang a 50 burger on this team. They're playing at home. It's a New York rivalry, New York State rivalry. So, yeah, I don't think so. Not today, baby. The last one, oh my gosh. Cowboys fans could be in trouble after this week. I don't know. I don't trust the Chargers as far as I can throw them because of their head coach. They're talented. They've got, in my opinion, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL playing for them. But my gosh, that coach and his analytics approach to shit just irks the fuck out of me. And it costs them. How many times have you seen his stupid bullshit cost them games? Knock, really. I mean, who you got in this one, man? I took the Chargers just because I think they can score more against the Cowboys. But the Cowboys could come out pissed off after the last week and hang.
That's kind of what I'm banking on. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of a tough one.
Well, it's a tough one for you because you can't stand the Chargers. I know.
Yeah, I want them to lose. Titans punt away, by the way. So it's Ravens ball again.
Okay. Well, at least they didn't turn it over.
Yeah, right.
That's promising.
I think I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. I do think that they'll bounce back. It was a big loss last week, so yeah. I think they're going to bounce back from it. Chargers just, between the defense giving up comebacks and, coach
making stupid freaking decisions.
Making decisions.
No, stupid decisions.
For you, they're always going to be stupid. Yeah. But I keep seeing that this is the new world, Joe. It's not for you. I get it, but it's going to keep. Coaches are going to keep doing it. I'm going to point it out every time it happens.
Let me ask you something. Who is the number one team in the NFL?
The 49ers?
The 49ers. Do they do that analytical bullshit? No.
They don't have to.
You up. You know what else they got? You know what else they got that a lot of teams don't have? A fullback. They play old school, smash mouth, beat you up football. That's what they do. And they're dominating the league right now. So go ahead and play your analytics. At the end of the day, the football gods will let you know how far that'll get you. Trust me on that. All right, let's see. What's next? We got games next week. Starting with, before we see you again, it's going to be who starts it off next week. On Thursday, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Saints. That's going to be fun. What do you think of that one, Knock?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah,
it should be an entertaining game. You just never know what kind of Jacksonville you're getting. They're just kind of Jekyll and Hyde right now.
They are. They're not consistent until they get some consistency. And I think it starts at their quarterback position. Trevor Lawrence is still learning. He's a third year guy, but really he's a second year guy because the first year he wasn't really being coached, So until we see some consistency out of Jacksonville, I think I'd have to go with New Orleans. Now, that all could change depending on today. We're just taking a first look at it because it's going to be played before we get out of here, before we come back. But New Orleans in the Dome is hard to beat. They are hard to beat in that Dome. It is a loud place. I've been in there when an opposing team has come in, and it gets loud in that joint. It really does. So it'll be tough for them. Do we have a European game next week? I don't know if we do or not. Nope. It looks like a regular slate. It's starting with.
I think the next one is the Dolphins and Chiefs game, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which I think that's the one in Germany.
Yeah.
I think.
So which matchups? Let me go ahead and throw this back up here for this week. And what's the most intriguing game on the schedule to you for this week? Let me throw that back up.
I think it's got to be the Lions and Buccaneers game.
Lions Buccaneers is going to be.
And then for the 1 o'clock, I think it's got to be the Bengals and Seahawks game.
Yeah, Bengals Seahawks. That I've got a circle on, and not just because it's the Seahawks. It's two teams that can score. Which defense is going to show up? That's what you got to ask yourself in this game.
And then I would say, as far as like scoreboard watching, Philly and Jets, and then Saints and Texans. I just think in general that might be a decent game.
Yep. Now I'm going to see this game locally. That one's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy watching that one. I don't know what we're going to have on the small TV. Hopefully it'll be Seahawks Bengals, but with Dallas doesn't play until Monday night. So yeah, we might get the Bengals game on the AFC channel. I don't know, because both those games have an NFC and an AFC team. So I don't know. I'll have to look at the who's covering the games, but I'm really interested by the New England Vegas game because Belichick, he loves playing against his old players. You know what I mean? And coaching against them. So, and he knows Garoppolo like the back of his hand. So that's going to be interesting to see. But can the offense score? That's the problem with the New England Patriots, But the Philly Jets game, I'm smelling trap, dude. I really am. I almost want to change my pick. But this is the thing. We talk about consistency all the time. Is Zach Wilson going to become consistent like he's played well the last 2 weeks? Can he become consistent? That is the question.
Yeah.
2 isn't quite a pattern. You get 3 in a row, that's a pattern. So we'll see what happens. I'm pulling for him. I hate the Jets, but I don't like undefeated teams. So I want to see Philly go down. I don't give a shit who beats them. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, man. Well, listen, that's gonna do it for this week. We will try and get the bugs out of the system before we come back on next week. I'm sure Knock will play around with the settings and stuff, and we'll have it a little bit smoother next week. But for this week, that's it. You're watching the NFL Pregame Party. We do it at 10 a.m. every football Sunday, Central Time. And then on Monday, you can watch me on Morning Coffee with Gary at 10 a.m. Central Time. Military Mondays, we're going to do Force 10 from Navarone. We did the Guns of Navarone last week. We're going to go over Force 10 from Navarone, starring Harrison Ford, Carl Weathers, and Robert Shaw. It's going to be fun to see. And then, of course, at 4 p.m. Central Time, I'll be on That 70s Rock Fans channel. It's another meeting of the Canon Film Club, and we're going to be going over Life Force, an old school science fiction show. Energy vampires. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, Knock will be back with me tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Central Time for Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, my continuing playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Did we go back to Tatooine? Is that where we're at now?
Yeah, that was going to be a maybe for me.
Okay, no problem.
We may or may not still be on the road.
That's fine. That's fine.
But I'll definitely be watching.
Have your vacation, man. I will definitely do the best I can to keep you entertained. And then on Tuesday, it'll be Fable 2 on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Video games, cocktails, and fails starting at 10 p.m. Central Time. And then on Wednesday, it'll be State of the Atmosphere. We'll have an update on the pop culture, the strikes and the box office numbers and whatnot. We're going to have a review of Loki, the second episode. And we're also going to go over some Halloween movies, our top 5 Halloween movies, all of us. And then we're also going to come up with a top 5 best movies of all time to try and add to the Knock list. Knock has been watching movies and giving us a review from the younger generation, see what they think of the classics. So you guys tune in for that at 5:30 p.m. Wednesday. And then Thursday, the guy you heard earlier on the show, my brother, the Highlander, and we hacked the Matrix. And that's where we show you this week's headlines and let you know what's going on with the clown show that is 2023. And then after that, Saturday afternoon, you can watch me create my comic book from the ground up, Sketching the Privateer, at 1:30 p.m. Central Time on Saturdays. So for myself and the Knockster, we want to thank you for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.